Marcia, first of all, I'd like to ask you, what is your involvement with Reggae Sumfest?
Well, I'm actually the marketing and sponsorships manager. Well, that's the official title, but when it comes to the festival, it's a little bit of everything. So if there's something to be done and there's nobody else to do it, then, you know, I will fit in. But for the official, it's the marketing manager.
So how long have you been involved with Reggae Sumfest?
This will be my 7th year with them.
7 years.
Well, as the marketing manager, I must say, though, that I have been with Reggae Sumfest since it began 20 years ago, first as part of the audience. And then I actually worked with Air Jamaica, who, as you know, well, you may not have known or you may remember, was a big sponsor of Reggae Sumfest for many years. And as the marketing manager of Air Jamaica, it was my responsibility to work with Reggae Sumfest. So having left Air Jamaica 7 years ago, I then continued with Reggae Sumfest, but in a more direct role.
And how did that relationship happen?
Well, you know, it happened because of another event, actually, which you may know about, Jamaica Jazz and Blues.
Yeah.
Right. So the same kind of thing happened. I was with Air Jamaica, and it used to be Air Jamaica Jazz and Blues. So I was working it as Air Jamaica. When I left Air Jamaica, the executive director of the Jamaica Jazz and Blues asked me to continue to work with them as the marketing and sponsorships manager. He is also involved in Reggae Sumfest, and so the Reggae Sumfest directors asked me to come on board as well. So I ended up doing both Jamaica Jazz and Blues and Reggae Sumfest.
That's excellent. So can you tell me a little bit about your background? You know, where you were born, where you went to school?
Okay, well, I was born in a very small little village in Jamaica, in the middle of Jamaica, in Clarendon, called Croftsill. I wasn't born there, I was born in Kingston, but that's where I lived for the majority of my former years, up until I was 10. After that, I moved to Kingston and went to school at one of our premier high schools, St. Andrew High. And after St. Andrew High, I went to the university. Ended up going to the university in Barbados, because I don't know if you know that our University of the West Indies is spread across all the islands.
Yeah.
So instead of doing it here, I did it in Barbados. And I must tell you, it was more beach than university at the time. You know, I tell people I spent 4 years being a beach bum. But you know, that's what you do when you're young. So after that, though, I came back home and I got into the airline business. I was working with Eastern Airlines, who's no longer there. Then I went to Continental Airlines. And then after that, Air Jamaica. And I spent 12 years with Air Jamaica. I've been through all the eras in the airline industry. And so, you know, it's easy for me to work with customers and handling problems. And I was also in sales and marketing. So it kind of all fit in.
You've got a very wide range background, haven't you?
Well, you know, one of the things I'm very interested in a lot of things. So I try to always learn, even if it's not directly under my responsibility. Fortunately or unfortunately, what that does is that sometimes you get work that you're not really planning on just because you can do it.
Yeah.
You know. But I must say, I've enjoyed all the things I've done. You know, they call me a workaholic, but the truth of the matter is that specifically now, I don't feel like I'm working. I feel like I'm having fun. So it's easy to be a workaholic. You know?
And that's really great. How many people would like to have a job like yours?
Oh, let me tell you, I'm blessed where that is concerned. I love what I do. I love events.
Now, I can see that. What was your first job?
My first job was really an airline customer service clerk, or what you want to call it. You know, I checked in people at the airport and that kind of thing. And then I moved up in the airline industry to supervisor, then manager. So I moved up, you know, in the airline industry. But I also, my training, my official degree or whatever is in business, but with an emphasis on marketing. So, you know, that along with the whole customer service experience, I guess it trained me quite a bit.
Yeah. Events management, when did that occur?
It happened because I got thrown into jazz and Reggae Sumfest, and then all of a sudden it clicked and I said, you know, this is really what I like and this is what I want to do. So nowadays, even though I have a degree in marketing and business, etc., I now focus most of those things within the event sphere. So, you know, I don't do marketing just in general anymore. I really specifically target it to the event that I'm working on, because I don't work small events. You wouldn't catch me really doing many parties or ad hoc events. I tend to work on long-term events that are, you know, take months of planning, so you have to market it, and usually the events I work on are international type events, so I have to market not only here in Jamaica but find ways to market, which is why I'm talking to you.
That's right.
So that's the kind of thing I do. So with Jazz and Reggae Sumfest being two of the biggest events in Jamaica, that has made me meet so many people, make so many contacts, and it's been great, you know. And I'm now actually going to move out and do some events on my own, you know, because my company, Touchstone Productions, actually, they do event management, and that's what we do. And we're putting together different events as we go along. And coming up in November, I'm also going to be doing a food festival for 3 days, an international food festival for 3 days, and I'm going to be telling you more about it. Just when we recover from Sumfest and you get back, you'll be seeing me talk about that.
And so you say that's later down in the year?
It's in November, end of November.
Oh, excellent.
So anybody who has missed coming to Jamaica for the celebrations, can still come in November. Because of course we're still warm.
Yeah, and this is the 50th year, so it's a brilliant time.
Definitely. And Reggae Sumfest was actually a 50th anniversary endorsed event, and so will be the food festival, you know. So we all want to celebrate our 50th birthday in Jamaica with nice things, you know.
And that's great. So the field you're in, as you mentioned before, it's an opportunity for you to meet a lot of people.
Precisely.
So I would imagine a lot of your work you get through networking.
Definitely, networking, I mean, you know, in terms of the people I meet and they introduce me to other people. And then what is happening now, and the internet has now made it possible,
that's right,
that I am speaking and working with people, some of them who I've never ever met face to face, but we're like long lost friends, you know, and when we do meet face to face, it's like, oh my goodness, this is you, you know. But it's very exciting because I'm speaking to people in Africa. I mean, just this morning I got an email from a journalist in Nigeria who didn't get to come, and he's saying, Marcel, how is it going? You know, send me the pictures. Yes, I saw this and that, you know, and we're talking as if we've known each other forever. But we only know each other over the internet, you know. But nowadays, everything is so easy to just get your information out, and I love it, you know. I love the internet. And networking through the internet.
Oh, it's brilliant. Just quickly going back to Sumfest, it was another successful year over the 3 days. Over the 3 days, it was fantastic. What did you feel about it this year?
It was lovely. I mean, dance hall night, as usual, dance hall night sells out. We don't really have to push too much for dance hall night. In the past, the Friday and the Saturday were the nights that were a little bit slower, a little bit smaller, but
really,
no, I mean, this year it was fabulous. I mean, Friday night was absolutely great. Shaba, who us Jamaicans, I mean, Shaba was there. I mean, he was one of the top people all along. He kind of really pushed dancehall music to where it is now, and he's been away for 10 years. We haven't seen him, not even for a minute, you know. So having him come back was tremendous, and he did a fabulous performance.
He did, yes.
Right, and so the entire night was full of energy. Trey songs, you know,
the girls went wild.
You know, this is it. You know, I was standing beside some people in the press pit, and I heard this little young girl say, "Oh, he's so pretty," you know, and he could sing as well. So what else do you want?
And you know what? He was on our plane coming up.
Oh, he was.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so you had a little extra then.
Well.
No, it was good. And of course, Saturday night, you know, R. Kelly, there was a lot of disappointment last year when he didn't come.
Because he wasn't well.
And so even when we said he was coming, there was a lot of skepticism that he was actually going to make it. You know, then he had a throat problem, and everybody said, oh my goodness, he's not coming, you know. And they said, no, he's coming. And, you know, he is one of those artists that, you know, you work a little bit more with. But the truth is that his repertoire, his music is so
Speaks
wide
for itself, doesn't it?
that he could just go up there and sing for 2 days without even hesitating. And you saw what he did. He was wonderful.
I saw what he did, and it was like he felt at home in Jamaica.
Very much
He had
so.
the mic there, and people were singing. He didn't really have to sing, did he?
I think, one of the things that happens when artists come to Jamaica, when they don't know us, right? They come to Jamaica and they don't realize how wide our musical knowledge
right.
is.
Yeah.
We don't only listen to reggae and dancehall, we listen to everything. But we are also what we call a sing-along people, okay? So once we get a song that we learn the words to, you don't really have to sing it as the artist, which is what happened with him. With I Believe I Could Fly. I think he was amazed.
He was.
He didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
We have seen this happen with Anita Baker. We've seen it happen with Kenny Rogers. We've seen it happen with Lionel Richie. They come, they start singing, and then the audience takes over and they say, oh my goodness, how we didn't know that you knew our music so well. But that's what happens, and usually after one time of coming, they feel so welcomed, because we're a funny audience, we can, if we don't like you, trust me, you're not getting a word out of us.
Yes.
But if we love you, you will get everything.
Everything, yeah. And I think there was a lot of love on the stage over the past 3 days.
Definitely.
Yeah, no, the crowd, they were really receptive.
And we got a chance to show off some legends in reggae who really kind of put the whole thing on the map. And even though Bob wasn't here, Damien did his too.
Damien,
so I mean,
it was magnificent.
Yeah, I think all in all, it was a well-rounded, and well accepted.
Definitely,
show.
Yeah. No, I think Sunfest, the whole production team, they did a marvelous job.
Yes,
really
and every year, we try to put a little extra to make it a little bit more special, Don't know what we're going to do next year. It gets harder because you have to keep thinking, okay, so what do we do next year, But we'll find something, I'm sure.
Anybody in line, do you know?
Actually, not yet. I think we just want to kind of just relax a bit for a few days and then get back to it.
Well, I know you're involved in other projects. I'd like you to take me through some of them.
Well, basically, right now, as I said, I'm going to go right into working on the food festival. That's what's going to take my time up for now. I also do things like expos and stuff. So, like, there is a technology expo, things like that I'm doing. So those are the two that are going to kind of absorb me right now. Yeah, I do some coffee sales of Organa Gold, which is a healthy coffee, and that is like something that also, when I'm not totally involved into the events, that I concentrate on. So right now, I think today I'm going to drive back slowly. Then I'm going to relax tomorrow, and then on Wednesday, I'm going to jump right into the food festival and the technology. I have to. It's in November, so you know how these things are. You have to get going right away.
I want to ask you, how did you get involved in the coffee?
Well, actually, it's actually a referral thing. So people who use it actually refer it for you to you, and you try it. Now, one of the things is that the first time I heard about it and they told me it was healthy coffee, I was a little, healthy coffee. But having drank it, it is lovely. In fact, I'm going to give you a sample before you leave. It's lovely coffee. And we actually even have Blue Mountain coffee in it now, which right. But what happens is that it helps a lot of people, like myself. I used to have terrible headaches. I don't have them anymore. It kind of neutralizes all the toxins in your body. It helps. And therefore you find that once you start drinking it, you become not an addict, but you become a very loyal customer. So that's how it works. It's really just referral, which is why, I said to you, try it and see if you like it.
I will definitely try it.
Right.
Oh, definitely. So what other events, the big events, have you been involved in? The blues and jazz one, is that the one in January?
Yeah, that's the one in January, and that is the other big festival in Jamaica. I've worked on other things which are more one-off events that are not annual events kind of thing. But trust me, when you do jazz and blues and when you do Reggae Sunfest, Really, each of them takes months.
Yeah.
So you find that you don't. I try not to put myself too busy. I'm not doing the jazz and blues next year, so I'll have, and which is why I started out the food festival. So because I have a little time. If I was doing the jazz and blues, I'd have had to take a break and then move right into the jazz and blues. So I wouldn't have had the time to do another big event.
Right.
But now, because I'm not doing the jazz and blues, I can move into it.
So all the events you do, is it just based in Jamaica, or have you travelled abroad to do
No,
events?
I've actually done work with St. Kitts Music Festival. I've done work with Touchstone Music Festival. As you notice, I have a trend, music festivals,
Yes.
kind of thing. Right, so I've worked on those events as well. Of course, with when I was with Air Jamaica, I did events for them in different areas, you know, because I was the regional manager, so I would have to work on events in other Caribbean islands or help when they're doing stuff in some of the other stations, you know. But no, I'm really and truly concentrating on. But my company, my plan is to work, especially in the Caribbean, you know, other events in the Caribbean. Oh, interestingly, one of the things that it's not really an event, but it relates to event. I've just launched my new ticketing company, which is called Touchstone. And what it does is that I will sell tickets for anything as long as there's a ticket.
Yeah.
I can sell it. So I can. It's like the ticket master then. And I want to be like the ticket master of the Caribbean, where I do box office sales as well as online sales. For Reggae Sumfest, I did the online sales. I'm also doing online sales for, I don't know if you've heard about the Dream Weekend.
I have, yes.
Right, so next week I'm off to Negril for a week because I've done the sales for the Dream Weekend.
ATL?
I haven't done ATI, but ATI is at the same time.
Yeah.
You know, Negril is full of people during next week, right? And interestingly, you wouldn't understand it. For both, doing the ticketing makes me understand how people are coming from all over the place, all over the world. I have sold tickets to people for Sumfest, I've sold tickets to people in Africa, Japan, Norway, all over. And for Dream, Switzerland, UK, a lot from the UK, Canada, the United States. So we see that our events are really reaching out there, you know, and pulling people to Jamaica.
Yes, and I feel you've still got more to do for the UK.
I have a lot to do for the UK because one of the I have people like you, but what I would love is to really be able to start a lot earlier with the promotions, to work with probably somebody in that area who knows how to get out there, you know, the places that people frequent that maybe you want to do promotions at events that are happening, so that you start getting that feeling early. Yeah. And so by the time the things actually come up, then people know about it. Because we could use a lot more people from the UK coming.
Oh, definitely.
I mean, we have quite a few, but we could use a lot more.
Yeah.
You know?
Because I know quite a few people that did come over just for Reggae Sumfest this year, but I'm sure there'll be a lot more.
Yeah, and I know some people didn't actually come because they decided to go to the Olympics instead.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
We know that would have happened. We are not surprised about that. We would do that if we were over there, I guess, too. You know.
But you still got a great
we did, and that was actually quite interesting, and I saw it happening when I was selling the tickets. You know, because one thing about the internet, you know exactly where the person is.
Yeah.
So I was very surprised that I got quite a few people from the UK, even though, you know, both for Dream and for Reggae Sumfest, you know. Yeah. That's great.
Yeah, no, it is amazing. Right, so you've been involved in so many musical festivals. What is your favourite genre of music?
Boy, that's a difficult one. I think if I were to say something that comes to the top of my head, I would say I don't have a genre. I have a period of music because I like everything in that period, and that's like the late 70s, early 80s. That's me. If you put that on, you'll have me singing and dancing all day. It doesn't matter from soul music to disco but that's when I was in the disco.
Prime.
So I guess that's what happens, you know. But soca, love soca music. I mean, reggae is a given, I think.
Yeah.
I love reggae music. I love dancehall music too. Some of them when I can, some of them you don't understand everything. So, you know, but the beat is like it goes right inside somewhere and hits you. But soca music, which is from our sister Trinidad, I love it. I mean, I sing it. You've come in my car now, I'll be listening to soca music.
Oh, yes. Yeah. We were in Tobago earlier this year, and the soca music is nice.
Yeah, right. But I'll sing, and I love music in general. I just love music.
That's great. So, can I ask you, or is it too hard a question, which performance was your favourite?
This year?
Yeah.
Well, you know, sometimes I don't see them because I'm back and forth so much. I loved R. Kelly, I must tell you. I can't deny that. I was really, you know, first of all, I was so relieved he was here and on the stage. But apart from that, I really enjoyed it. Really, really did. So I would say he was my favorite. And then, of course, I'm a Damien fan as well. Love Damian Marley.
Oh.
So
he just had me mesmerized.
Yeah, love Damian. Protege, though. Protege, I've heard him before, but I don't think I listened as much. And he's growing as well. He's maturing. So. Yeah. And let me tell you, I thought he was excellent as well. Yeah. So if I were to put it, I would say R. Kelly, Damian Marley, Protege were my three, you know.
Yeah, but I have to say, most of the people, well, everyone that I saw went on stage, and it's like they gave it that extra.
Yes, they did. And of course, Shabba was fantastic, you know. He was also...
Yeah. How do you relax? Yeah, I mean, you're so busy and you're so into everything.
I would say I love movies. Tomorrow is a movie day, I must confess. I'm not going to do anything tomorrow but watch movies.
Good.
I'm going to watch one movie after the other, after the other, after the other. That's all I'm going to do tomorrow. So I love movies. I used to have a DVD rental business. So,
really?
Yeah, that was...
You have been involved in so many things.
And one of the reasons is because I love movies so much. Don't have that anymore, but still watch movies. And the other thing I love to do is party. Love to party.
Good. You need to just unwind.
Yeah. So you'll find me, if there's a party somewhere, you'll find me there.
Right. It's the 50th anniversary of Jamaican independence. So how do you feel about that? 50 years.
Well, I think it's an achievement. I think we've come a long way. You know, I remember the other day I was watching a little snippet they had on television showing things from, you know, 1962, etc. coming up. And I remember they showed this cup, which was an independence cup that they had done, a white cup, and it has the coat of arms on the front. And I looked at somebody and I said, I remember my mommy having that cup, and I used to love to drink my Milo at the time out of that cup, because at the bottom of the cup it had the head of the queen kind of in a raised, you know, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Right. So I used to always drink my Milo so that I could see the head at the bottom. And when I think about it, 50 years has passed since that time, you know. And I know Jamaica, I know we have our little problems, but trust me, I think we've done very well.
Yeah.
And I think that even when I visit some of the other islands, etc., and I come back home, I do think that we have done exceedingly well. You know, we're very cosmopolitan and sophisticated, and, you know, Jamaicans, whatever we do it just that little bit more than everybody else. so I'm proud of us. I think there's a long way to go though too.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think what happens with us many times, and I do it myself, when we compare Jamaica, we don't compare Jamaica to other places that are our size or our age or what. We tend to compare, like, we're going to compare Jamaica, we're going to compare it to New York or LA or whatever. We're not going to compare it to a small town. So we put ourselves down and we say, you know, we're not doing as well as we should. But I don't think that is it. I think it's that we expect a lot of ourselves. We are arrogant, you know, and we're very proud, and we think we are the cat's pajamas. So if we see anything that is not looking that it's the top, we get very down on ourselves. But that could be good and bad, because it's good because if we expect much more, then we'll push to get it.
That's right.
And I think that's why we end up with people like Bob Marley, Usain Bolt.
I was just
it's that determination that, listen, we are the best, so we have to do this. And I think that pushes us. And for that, I'm very proud to be Jamaican.
Good. And hopefully you'll get very, very good results.
I think we will.
From the Olympics.
Oh, God. Let me tell you, this country is just going to be sitting. Nobody's going to do any work. I'm telling you, I know that the companies have decided that they're going to have some very unproductive days.
Well.
Because right now, there's only two things on anybody's mind. Anniversary days, the celebrations,
yes,
and the Olympics, and that's it. They're not worried about anything else.
And I have to tell you, it's because of the Jamaicans that has got me interested in sports again.
Well, yes, even me, I must confess, I am not an athletics fan. Didn't run in school, nor now. But I don't miss a race anymore, and it's because of all that excitement and energy that is around it, you know?
My last question to you now is, you're such a hard worker. Who inspires you, or what inspires you?
I think there's something inside of me that pushes me. But, you know, I think I come from a working family. My mother and my father, they were both teachers. One was a headmaster, one was a deputy, and they pushed me like hell when I was young. Everything I had to just keep going, and they always kind of pushed me that I have to be the best, I have to work, I have to do this. And I think somewhere inside of that, you know, it's remained. And so I would say that maybe they would be my even though they're not here now, they were who started this kind of quest for excellence and trying to do my very best in everything.
Okay, Marcia, thank you very much. That was really interesting. Thank you for sharing your life and your experience with us at Five Eyes.
Pleased that you invited me, you know, so thanks a lot.